Previously, Pervert and an android are sent to take over a distant planet. They meet the local residents and soon become involved in a war between them and an evil demonic population that has been terrorizing the whole planet for a long time. The demons' assault gets slowed down thanks to Snow, Grimm, and Rose, who are putting up quite the valiant fight. Seeing that they will get overrun, they make peace with sending Snow to escape with the princess. Six and Alice are already trying to do just that, but Tillis is determined to stay with her people until the end, and Six forcefully carry her away. While making their escape, they run into Snow. She tells Six that Rose and Grimm are the ones buying them time, and it is only a matter of time before they are defeated, so she begs of him to help her save them. Her words manage to get through Six, who decides to stay and save Rose and Grimm. Unfortunately, he does not have enough evil points since he spent a bunch he had on dirty things just the night before. In order to get some points back quickly, Snow offers herself to be the target of his evil act. Thus, Six decides to pull down her panties in front of Alice and the princess. This gets him enough points to get an antimatter rifle from Kisaragi, which he uses to destroy all the golems in record speed, saving Grimm and Rose in the process. The demons realize where the attacks are coming from, so the flying unit accompanied by Hein and Gadalkin rush to confront them. With the rifle not being suited to close-quarter combat, Six decides to go into debt with evil points and orders his signature weapon, the Arbuzzsaw. The powerful sword, like laser buzzsaw, takes the demons by surprise. With Hein scared out of her mind, he forces her to accept a 1-month truce. With the truce signed, she quickly withdraws the remainder of the demon army out of the city. Later, Rose and Grimm come by to thank him for his help, and Snow manages to put her feelings aside to ask him to continue his contribution to the kingdom. Upon seeing that they truly want him to stay around, Six decides to humor them and do just that. With the teleporter set up, Six is requested to return to Kisaragi in order to help them do the final push and take over the world. But since he is in debt with evil points, he knows that returning would be bad for him, so he comes up with excuses as to why he has to stay on this world. While talking with Astaroth, he manages to pressure her into sending him some reinforcements so he can continue his mission here. This happens to be another unit, an animalistic mutant named Tiger Man. Six and Tiger Man have some fun while practicing sword fighting. Alice gets into a confrontation with Grimm, reasoning that magic does not actually exist and that everything can be explained by science. Since Grimm firmly believes that she can summon spirits, Alice demands to see her perform such a miracle. Grimm casts her magic and ends up summoning a powerful demon. Six is immediately attracted to the demon, as she is quite a seductive woman. The demon offers to grant any wish to Six, but Alice interjects, doubting the demon lady's power. In order to display her power, the demon lady tries to stop Alice's heart, but since she is an android, it does not work on her. Finally, the demon reveals her true form in an attempt to intimidate them and regain her pride, but Alice is having none of that. After reprimanding the demon, she sends her away, stating that such cheap tricks made by Grimm will not impress her. Reluctant to speak the embarrassing phrase to activate the rain-bringing artifact in front of an audience, the king has gone into hiding, leaving Tillis alone to handle it. She is too prideful to do it as well, so she decides to send Six and his unit to the kingdom of Taurus, where they are to secure the import of more magical water stones. Apparently, their prince is a well-known womanizer and will likely be attracted to Snow, so Tillis wants Six to use this to their advantage during negotiations. Arriving at Taurus, Six and his group change into more presentable clothes to attend the party with the prince and other officials. Grimm tries fishing for a compliment from Six, but he ends up putting her down, so she casts a curse of impotency on him. Luckily for him, he manages to dodge the curse in the last moment, which causes it to go ahead and seek out another target. As soon the prince appears, Snow throws herself all over him, not for the sake of their mission, but because she wants him to marry her and secure her an easy way to life of power and luxury. But the prince does not seem to be attracted to her in the least, and he only wants to talk business. Alice and Six go snooping around the palace, and it is there that they run into another one from the Demon Lord's Elite Four, Russell, a combat chimera similar to Rose who can create and manipulate water. He is accompanied by Hein, so Six immediately jumps her and puts handcuffs on her. While he is using her as a shield to prevent Russell from attacking him, Hein keeps insisting that they are not here to fight this time. Hearing what she has to say, Six returns to the party and puts an end to it by confronting the prince, revealing that the prince is selling water stones to the demons. Hearing that, Snow starts questioning the prince as to why he would trade with the demons who they are at war with. Hein comes out and starts arguing with Snow, which escalates into two of them competing for the prince's favor by throwing themselves at him. But the prince stays level-headed and does not get swayed by their indecent behavior. The two girls are confused by this, since his libido seems to be completely gone. The fact that sexy girls are all over the prince makes Six jealous, so he puts an end to it by committing an extraordinarily indecent act and placing his junk on top of the prince's head. This results in them being thrown out of Taurus, but not before the prince gives them a declaration of war to bring back Datilis. Datilis is appalled by the result of their diplomatic mission. She removes Snow once again from her position and sends all of them into the Sand King's territory to gather water nuts in order to solve the water supply issue. While driving towards the Sand King's domain in a buggy sent by Kisaragi, they'd figure out that Grimm's curse must have hit the prince, which resulted in the drastic shift in his personality. They manage to find the water nuts with ease, but unfortunately, it turns out that they grow on top of the Sand King's body. Being awakened and angered, the Sand King emerges from underneath the sand and starts chasing them. It is faster than their buggy, so they need to ditch the vehicle in order to save themselves. And so Alice, Six, Snow, Grimm, and Rose get stranded in the desert. Since Alice made it so Six can no longer get into debt with evil points, he does not have enough to get help teleported in from Kisaragi. Days pass and they are getting really desperate, so desperate that Snow goes along with the idea of Six exposing her panties to get evil points. But as this stops giving points, Six wants to do something more intense, like stripping her completely naked. Snow is against this, and she puts up a fight, but due to hunger and thirst, she ends up fainting. Seeing that, Six loses interest in stripping her, respecting the will she had while still conscious. Returning to Datilis without the water nuts leaves her no choice but to send them on another mission to prepare with the coming war. She gives them the location of an ancient ruin that holds a powerful weapon strong enough to defeat the Sand King. Apparently, Russell and Hein have caught wind of it and are already investigating it. So Datilis wants them to go and get that weapon before the demons do. While preparing to set out on their new mission, Six, Alice, and Tiger Man tune into the broadcast stream coming from Kisaragi. There's a big celebration going on, and Lilith is secretly streaming the two other leaders, Belial and Astaroth, as they reveal who they like and what their plans for the future are. At the same time, a popularity contest is running, which determines the most popular girl in Kisaragi. It turns out Lilith is cheating in the contest, as she surprisingly gets the #1 place with far too many votes. Astaroth has a crush on Six, so she wants to know for whom Six has voted. To find out, she calls him, but before he can answer her, a bunch of heroes show up to take down Kisaragi, since Lilith revealed their location with her stream. With their conversation cut short, Astaroth wishes Six good luck in his battles in the other world, before joining others in their fight against the heroes. With Taurus and the demon army attacking at the same time, Alice comes up with a strategy to buy time. Letting them take care of everything, Six and his group remain hidden all up to the point when they reach the weapon, which turns out to be a large robot. Just as Russell is about to activate it, Six jumps him from behind and knocks him out. Hein is disgusted by the fact that Six group let them clear the path to the weapon, only to ambush them and steal it in the last moment. Alice realizes that Six hit Russell too hard, as he is no longer breathing. Not wanting to end up killing a kid, Six has Alice revive him with an adrenaline shot. As soon as Russell regains his senses, Six forces him to show them how to use the robot. But Russell tricks him, and instead of showing him how to use it, ends up entering it and taking control of it. Six threatens to harm Hein if he does not come out of the robot, but Hein uses her magic to teleport to safety. However, Six managed to grab a hold of her top, having her teleport in front of her troops with nothing covering her breasts. Realizing they have nothing left to stop Russell from attacking them, they escape from the ruins. Unfortunately, upon exiting, they see that Russell has beat them to it, so they quickly retreat and seek shelter inside. Elated by the power he is commanding by piloting the robot, Russell starts to slowly tear the ruins down in order to get to them. Trapped with the ruins coming down on them, Rose offers to go and try to negotiate with Russell. Seeing as both of them are combat chimeras, he might be willing to listen to her. Six agrees at first, but upon realizing how scared she is, he stops her, promising he will do something about it instead. Alice comes up with an idea, but it will result in the robot getting destroyed, so they will fail to retrieve the weapon. Considering their situation, Six agrees to it, and Alice makes Six able to get into debt with evil points once more, tasking him with buying time while she prepares a surprise of her own. Six is confident in his ability to stall Russell, and he leaves their survival up to Alice, while he rushes out of the ruins to fight the robot. Russell tries to brush him off, but as soon as Six gets a massive arsenal of weapons teleported to him, he becomes very difficult to ignore, even going as far as cutting a hole in the robot's leg with his arbusaw. This is nowhere near enough to defeat Russell and his robot, and once Six starts getting tired, Russell catches him. Before Russell can finish Six off, Alice comes to his rescue. Using the time Six bought her, she teleported in parts of a robot of her own and put them together, building Kisaragi's most powerful combat vehicle, the Destroyer. The Destroyer proves a worthy match for Russell's robot, and thanks to Alice's masterful piloting, she is able to defeat him. Six passes out from his injuries, and it takes a few days for him to regain his senses. His perversion scares Russell more than anything, and he immediately regrets not accepting Six's offer. In order to prevent Tiger Man from doing anything more to him, he agrees to create water for them. With the mission given to them by Tillis complete, Six and Alice plan their next move. Since Six is in massive Evil Point debt after the last battle, he is unable to return home, so he decides to work on conquering this world instead. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.